Basically, there's three ways to safeguard your hormones. First off, it's your diet and what you're drinking, how long you're sleeping throughout the night, and also your quality, your sleep quality. And then it's your skin and clothing. So what you're putting on your skin and what type of clothing, what materials you're wearing. First one is your diet, because it's probably the most important thing regarding your overall health and your hormones especially. You want to be focusing on eating clean, whole foods. Make sure they're organic, pasture raised, and grass fed if possible. A lot of foods today, especially crops and like grains and stuff like that, are sprayed with pesticides and toxic chemicals that we can't eat and digest. Basically, that just ruins our gut lining. And if we have a bad gut, then we have bad skin. If we have bad mental health, we have pretty much bad health overall. So you want to focus on eating clean whole foods, make sure they're organic if possible. You honestly want to invest into your health, even if that means spending a little bit more on your food and on your quality diet. The next thing is going to be like what you're drinking. Water is a big thing. Hold on. So water is especially important because it's like one of the most dirtiest things that we can actually be drinking throughout the day. So our water is filtered for it to be safe enough for us to drink. Our tap water isn't clean at all, even like the one that comes from the fridge and is filtered and everything. It's not actually filtered because what it is, when women take all these like birth control pills and stuff like that, it's not able to be filtered because it's like a hormone. It's like actual like, it's not visible. It's a hormone. It's like energy pretty much. It can't be filtered out. So basically when the water is filtered, we drink that and we have literal hormones in our body, like synthetic girl hormones that are like toxic. They literally stop pregnancy if you think about that. It's just so weird to think about. Like, we're literally drinking that. And people say to drink like about a gallon of water a day. Could you imagine just the amount of like pharmaceuticals that are inside there? I don't think it's good for us to drink that. So what I did pretty much is get some glass bottles. You want to avoid plastic because all the water bottles in all these stores like Costco, they stay on the shelves for a long time. And the plastic they're in is really thin. And it has like a layer, almost like a liquidy layer. So when it heats up, it kind of melts and it leaches into the water. That's like what a lot of people are talking about right now, PFAS and then some PFAs, BPA, stuff like that. It's really bad for our health. Those are called estrogenics. Basically, it mimics estrogen in the body. And as men, we don't want excess estrogen. Obviously, it's good to have some, but we don't want excess estrogen because we want to obviously fulfill our testosterone levels. So you want to avoid plastic bottles because they have like some bad hormones and chemicals inside them, especially when they're heated up. Water's a scary thing because we can put filtered water, we think it's clean, inside a plastic cup and container. Then we leave it in our car or like a hot area for a long time. So you're getting all those BPA, all those bad chemicals and hormones, plus the pharmaceuticals and birth control. And you're getting all those like cancerous plastic material stuff inside your water. And you're drinking that and putting in your body. You're putting gallons of that in your body per day. That's why I recommend getting some glass bottles. And there's a store next to me. I'll probably put a video up. But I literally I just open the container and then it gives me some clean, fresh water. Pretty much like once a week I fill them up and then I have clean water whenever I want. You can also invest into a reverse osmosis water filter. That's going to be about like $200-300 if you want a good one. So you want to focus on just drinking clean water. Make sure it's in glass and you'll be fine. Make sure it's reverse osmosis. That's what the water is called. Or if you want to find water in the store, do not get plastics. Skip out the plastics. Aim for either stainless steel bottle. There's some stainless steel bottles now. You can get that and you can find glass bottles. One that I like is called Mountain Valley Spring Water. It's spring water, so it's actually clean. So I'm not giving you a lot of information, but what we talked about so far is your diet. So you want to eat clean, healthy foods like organic, pasture-raised, grass-fed if it's possible. And with your water, you want to drink from glass or either stainless steel, but no plastics, no anything like that, no silicone and everything. Just focus on glass and stainless steel and you'll be fine. You'll be perfectly fine. Or ceramic, like a mug, that's fine. Because it has no plastic or anything. Just avoid plastics as much as possible, like for everything. And another thing we'll cover is just sleep. You want to sleep about 7 to 8 hours a night. But that doesn't mean to stay in bed for 7 to 8 hours. That means literally getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, quality sleep, deep sleep. So we actually don't fall asleep as soon as we go to bed. It takes us about 30 minutes to like an hour to fall asleep from the time we go to bed. So if you go to sleep at like 8, you don't fall asleep to like 9, 8:30 or 9. If you go to sleep at like 10, you don't go to sleep until 10:30 or 11. We actually want to allocate a bit more time for our sleep. That way we can actually fall asleep within that given period and sleep a total of like 7 to 8 hours. So just focus on getting about 9 to 10 hours of like sleep time. And then you have approximately 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. So that's going to be good for your hormones. It's going to be good for your health overall. It's going to be good for your skin. My skin's kind of bad right now. You're going to look healthier. You're not going to have eye bags. If you have eye bags, it's usually due to like the lack of sleep. So that's like our body telling us, oh, you need more sleep. So we gotta listen to our body, sleep more, and that's gonna help everything. Like your hormones, it's gonna help your sleep, it's gonna help your recovery, it's gonna help your training. So basically everything we want is needed out of sleep. So I honestly even say that sleep is more important than our diet, because we can do all these things and eat right like easily, right? Because we know what's good and what's bad for us. But sleep is kind of a hard thing, because sometimes we like to stay up, especially if we built a habit of staying up playing games at night or something. Our brain is wired at that time that we're supposed to be asleep, so we're just not used to sleeping early. But it's like anything, it's like a skill, it's a habit we have to build up. So basically what we want to do is just like wake up and sleep at the same time every day, because that's going to build like a habit in the body. So we know by doing the same thing, by repeating the same pattern, our body will just get accustomed to it and know it's just a routine. The next thing we'll cover is our skin and our clothing. Skin is our body's largest organ. What that means is that whatever we put on it gets absorbed into the bloodstream and into our like brain and heart and our body and everything. I avoid all synthetic fragrances such as cologne and perfumes. It's able to absorb inside your body. It's made of like synthetic phthalates and fragrances, and that's like an estrogenic as well, such as plastic. Talked about earlier, it's also a synthetic material, and it gets absorbed all throughout our body. It goes into our heart, our brain. I found that all like these fake synthetic smells, like those, I don't know if you've seen like those little tree things like you can hang up inside your car, or like the car vents, or like even like the home plugins. Those make my head hurt so bad, and it makes my throat itch. Like honestly, just thinking about it makes my throat itch. Cause those are synthetic fragrances. What it is, like even especially when it's heated up, like the ones that I plug into the wall, those heat up and they like, let all these fumes out, and you breathe that in. That's literally synthetic fragrances that you're breathing in, and it's not good for your hormones at all. Because again, it's estrogenic. We don't want to breathe that in. We don't want to ingest anything like that. And another thing that I'm avoiding for my hormones is synthetic clothing as well. If you look at your tag, most like clothing today is made of like polyester, especially underwear. Like men's underwear, like boxers and stuff, are made from polyester. What that is literally plastic. It's a man-made synthetic fiber from plastic. It's derived from plastic and petroleum. It's more noticeable and notable when you're sweating. These plastics can melt, right? Especially if you like put it like in a very hot surface, it melts. So think about when you're sweating and you're using like all these gym clothes, they're mostly made of like elastane and like polyester. When you're sweating, that kind of like melts and has like this toxic, it makes like a toxic environment inside your body, and your skin absorbs all of that like nasty, toxic, plastic things that are like melting literally on your skin. Your body absorbs that. But it's just something I'm not willing to risk, especially with like all these fertility rates declining and stuff, and people getting sick from like cancer and stuff. Because if we have like lower hormones, then our body can't fight off all those bad like diseases and stuff. Synthetics fibers are just horrible for our health, especially boxers. Like a lot of men's boxers are made from like polyester. It's gonna absorb into that area, and it's gonna literally wreck our hormones from its source. We want to avoid that as much as we can. So I just opt for like natural cotton clothing. Even linen is fine too. Most like name brand underwear is made from cotton, like Calvin Klein, Polo, and stuff like that. They use cotton because they know like they want to protect men. Most cheaper clothing in general is made from polyester because it could be pumped out. It's man-made. Cotton, you actually have to go extract it, and it's expensive because all these tools you have to use, all these processes to filter it out and make actual fibers. It takes a long time. But plastic and polyester, you just take old plastic, and I think they just like twist it out like that, and they have like fiber. Easy. That's why we want to avoid all those things, because it's man-made and it's estrogenic. And I opt for natural lotions and shampoos and stuff like that. All these like name brand things, the most popular ones like Old Spice, have these synthetic chemicals and fragrances that are literally like nothing short of like dish soap. Dish soap has the same chemicals and everything. So if you're using Old Spice, you might as well just use some dish soap for your hair. Our scalp especially has a lot of pores. They're a lot more open compared to like any other part of our body. So they absorb chemicals a lot easier, and all these synthetic things, they absorb it a lot easier. Our hair absorbs it. And if we put product, especially synthetic fake product in our hair, like wax or pomade and stuff like that, can be absorbed into our body as well, into our hair. Because our hair is kind of hot. Like if you touch your hair right now, it's kind of like warm. It's like one of the warmest parts of your body. So if we put chemicals on it, then our scalp is just going to absorb it, because all the pores, especially when it's hot outside, it absorbs all of that easier. So you just want to avoid that. Avoid using synthetic fragrances and chemicals. I use like all these natural soaps. One of them is called like Dr. Bronner's. I know it's pretty popular right now, but I use it because it's made out of plants and all these like natural oils, and it leaves my skin feeling nice and clean. I noticed that when I use like the things I used in the past, like these synthetic like soaps and stuff, it leaves my body feeling all like too clean in a way. I feel like my skin's gonna flake. I think it's because like my body's just not used to like using all these like fake chemicals that kind of strip your body of all the oils and stuff. It's not what we want. Instead of using like lotion and stuff like that that's made from like man, I use this natural beef tallow. It's like it makes my skin pretty decent. My skin back then was a lot like worse. I used to use like all these fake chemicals and products on my face. I feel like I honestly made my skin worse. Before I ever use any like all these products, like these face washes and all these like lotions and stuff, my skin was pretty clear. But then I noticed like almost like about a month or two after I started using like all these like chemicals on my face, I broke out bad and my skin was just bad for years and years and years. I never once thought it was like my diet or like the products I'm using. I thought I wasn't using the right products, so I kept spending money on these things, all these issues to eliminate all my acne and everything. But it just didn't work out. And I thought it was because like the products I was using were the best. I never once thought it was just like the products in general. But once I cut that out and started using like natural things like right now I use African black soap. I feel like it helps a lot with my skin, especially with the exfoliation part. And I use beef tallow, which actually helps a lot with it mimics our body's natural oil. So it doesn't clog your pores. It doesn't smell bad or anything. It just makes my body and my skin feel like amazing. It makes my skin feel like really hydrated and plump. And I feel like my skin's more youthful and like elastic, which is like what we want. I feel like if you just eat healthy, drink water, clean water, and if you use like natural products, your body will just get accustomed to it. And it'll be back to like how our skin used to be in the past, like all like vibrant, soft, and dewy. The main reason why we just want to avoid all these synthetic products on our skin, because again, our skin acts like a sponge. It's our largest organ. All these chemicals and stuff, it's not good for our health or our hormones either. That's what we want to try to fix and improve and maintain, because our hormone health really defines who we are and what we do, what we eat, our actions, our mental health. Everything is reliant on our hormones, and we got to keep that protected and improve them. Again, just clean up your diet. Drink clean water from glass. You want to avoid all plastics. You also want to just be mindful what you're putting on your body and your skin. You want to put like natural products. You want to use natural hair creams. You want to use natural fibers. We just want to do anything we can to improve our health. And that means being more specific with what we're doing. Instead of just improving our health through our gym and through our diet and nutrition, we want to focus on the more finite and specific things, which is our hormone health. It's our gut health. Because all those things really define who we are and what we do. It also defines just our overall health. So if we focus on the small things, our overall will be a lot healthier than we usually think it can be. So if you like this type of video, if you found it informational, if you wrote notes, click a like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.